I can finally enjoy these little crocuses too. Tommy was here 2 weeks ago, or was that 1 week ago?
1 week.
1 week ago. And these ones were already growing, right?
But not as nicely.
Yeah, they are very pretty now. And these ones are new.
Yeah, I was surprised to see them because there was no sign of them last time.
Yeah, so in 1 week, they are so pretty.
Yeah.
It's interesting how nature is quite fast sometimes. 1 week ago nothing, and now all these flowers. How many? 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Nice.
16 of them. So interesting. I love it. The snowdrops are still growing and they are so big. They are not tired of the cold anymore. Even though it's still quite cold. But I love that they are spreading into the lawn.
They like it here.
Yeah, we don't mind. And I think it looks very pretty here in the grass.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so like from a fairy tale.
I think I planted some snowdrops back in the garden as well, but I didn't see them, so I'm not sure if they survived.
Oh, so we'll see. Maybe they are sleeping now for this year and maybe they'll show up next year.
That's it for sure.
What's going on here? I know, of course, guys. I'm just asking for you. Tommy is going to explain.
I'm measuring the distance along this fence here because we want to plant laurels here.
Laurels?
Yeah, it's such an interesting name.
Yeah.
Because we know it as a female name.
English.
But apparently in English you often use plants and flowers for female names.
So interesting.
Yeah. So we used to have currants here and Kamchatka honeysuckles, but as you know we replanted them somewhere else because this is our new plan. We want to have here a thick hedge and laurels are evergreen and we don't have many of those on our property, so there will be a nice change and we will be invisible from our neighbors even in winter.
Yeah, this will create a big barrier.
It's time to cut our trees again. Well, cut their branches, make them shorter.
Prune them.
Prune them. This is year 3 and every year there's like a different strategy a little bit so that you decide how you want the tree crown to look. And we want them to be quite tall, so that's how we started. And now as they are getting wider and more branches are growing, I need to just take care of them a little bit. So I'm going to remove some of them. For example, there are 2 here going in parallel, so I should keep just one of them. It doesn't make sense to have both in the same direction. It's important because the tree will stay that way forever.
Yeah.
So whatever I decide now, it's permanent.
It can look sad that we are getting rid of so many branches, but it's necessary and it will support the tree in further growth.
Exactly. I see you studied about it.
Yeah, I'm getting there somewhere. becoming a professional, yeah.
We're becoming one with nature.
Oh yeah.
The trees are already so tall. I have to be stretching quite a lot to reach the top.
So cool.
They were so small when we planted them, right?
Yeah.
But it's been 3 years, so it's time. And one of them was already blossoming last year, I remember.
Yeah, it had a few flowers. You look so pretty in the blue shirt with the blue sky in the background.
Thank you. It's the sky. Okay, this one is done. So now it should have more space because you don't want too many branches. They intertwine, you know, and they compete with one another. So you have to leave the right amount so that the sun can get inside the crown as well. So you have enough fruits.
Yeah, so this is to support the fruits and everything.
Yeah, and also so that it looks pretty.
Yeah.
This one's a pear tree, and you can see it's much smaller. We bought it only a year ago or so, and we bought it small, they didn't have a big one. So, because we want to start the crown again somewhere here, we want to be able to walk under our trees, not around. I have to cut off all the branches, and I will basically just leave the main stem to let it grow taller, you know. So maybe next year I will leave this one, and maybe after 1 year it will be this tall, and then I will be finally able to start the crown. People don't usually do it because most people like when the crown is lower. It's more modern because then you are able to pick the fruits and you don't have to use the ladder, you know, you just pick it from here. But we want it to be big, we have a big property, so we can afford big trees, so we don't mind.
And it's more natural when the crown is higher.
Yeah, it looks better, I guess.
And it should make the tree last longer, I
Yes.
think.
I
Live
so.
longer.
It looks so sad now, right?
Yeah. Like one thingy.
One branch, one little branch. But next year you'll see it will be better. I finished cutting all 3 apple trees, but with every tree I go more aggressively because when I start I'm always afraid that I will cut off some branches that I shouldn't. So I think I'll have to go back to the first one and do it more.
I'm trying to burn these dog rose branches, but it's not easy because there are thorns everywhere. So it's in my trousers and yeah, it's quite hard. Hopefully it will burn because we want to get rid of the thorns.
It's quite windy today,
Yeah,
so hopefully it won't burn down our property.
yeah, hopefully. I'm praying. I'm being quite careful. I'm doing it here in our fire pit because this is not everything. There are more dog rose branches on the pile. I have to bring them. Look, there are quite a lot of them here. But it's a nightmare to work with them because of the thorns.
Yeah, can be quite painful.
Yeah, not just painful, but it gets stuck everywhere, in me and in the other branches. So, yeah. And it's quite warm, I would say, even though it's cold outside. But by the fire and when you are working, then you are not cold. So I'm not cold. And look, it's almost gone.
Oh wow, that was fast.
Yeah, it's very fast. So I will put the whole thing.
Yeah.
I should have brought hot dogs or something. And we could roast.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me bring the rest of the branches because this is very fast. This is always like we figure things as we go. So first we put the branches here. Now of course it's difficult to get them because just later we thought of burning them. So yeah, we are a mess.
Yeah, we don't like planning.
Tommy likes planning, but sometimes you can't plan everything because we don't know about everything. Let me go and let's hope the fire is still there. Oh my god. Almost gone.
Where's the fire?
Wow. Hopefully the fire will come back. Yeah.
At least you don't have to blow because the wind is blowing.
Yeah. I'm very glad that it's going. We weren't sure at all.
I was afraid it was too fresh.
Yeah. Me too. So it's interesting that it's burning so well. It's fun. I like playing with fire. Okay, looks like we are done. And the property is still here. Yay.
Nice. Quite heavy.
It is very heavy.
How's it going up there?
Guys, don't try this at home ever. This is very dangerous. The ladder is about to fall down any second. And I have to go higher.
It's not going to fall down because I'm holding it. That's why I'm right under Peter.
Tommy is my savior. I just need to cut one branch. Or maybe two. That wasn't the one.
Oops.
Oh my God. I'm quite scared. I'm not scared of heights or doing things like this usually, but this is... my legs are shaking. I can't... Oh yeah, I'm almost there. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Ow! It fell down on me.
Yay. Okay, I'm going down.
Jesus. I'm the one who's going to die apparently.
So guys, today we are pruning apple trees and pear trees. This is a pear tree, an old one.
Yeah.
The only one that bears fruit.
Very delicious fruit.
Yeah, that bears pears. So yeah, this is a necessity because we love the pears. And other trees like plum trees and all the others we are going to prune later because it's not supposed to be done in March.
It's still too cold for them.
Yeah, too cold for them. So just apple trees and pear trees. And I hurt my finger. You can see blood. I'm not showing you that, you know. It's here on this finger. So yeah, it's even more inconvenient for me. But I wanted to be on camera doing this because Tommy was pruning the apple trees, so I wanted to prune something too.
It has to be fair.
Yeah. Look at the pretty sunset. So orange.
It's so tiny on display.
Pink. On display it's tiny, but in real life it's so big. I really like it. There was Sahara dust in the atmosphere yesterday. I don't know if it's still here today, but probably there is because it's more orange than usual.
Gardening season is finally here, so that's exciting. But of course it's windy today, as every day in March, so that makes it a little bit less fun. And right now I'm just preparing some of the garden beds, and then I will move on to planting some seeds, those kinds of plants that like cold weather. It's never too early to start weeding out the garden, right?
Of course.
So that's fun.
You are in your element.
Sure.
I never do this. Shame on me.
Shame on you, Peter.
Yeah.
But it's easy now, because it's not growing much yet, but it will start soon.
It's funny how there are so many countryside sounds. Goats doing noise in the background and dogs barking and of course roosters cuckoo-doodling or something. Right, honey?
It's amazing.
So there is everything around us. People, I don't know, sawing wood. And yeah, we are in the countryside. So I'm not complaining. I'm just noticing that everything is getting alive.
The soil is so dry, all the way really deep. So I will have to water everything properly.
Yeah.
Not just today, but every day.
There was one rain last week and that was it. Just a small amount of precipitation, so yeah, it doesn't look good at all.
So it was just once in March, right? And it was like maybe 10% of the average.
Yeah, it's really bad. And there is no rain in the outlooks either, at all. So it's really weird. This spring doesn't look good precipitation wise so far.
Since Peter confirmed there is no rain coming, we have to create a rain of our own.
Yeah. Such a pretty rain. And the downpour is over.
That was quick, even quicker than regular rain, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to plant spinach here, and for me the struggle was at the beginning to learn how deep I should plant the seeds, because at first I always used the thingy to make really big holes, and then nothing came out of it, and I didn't know why, but then I realized that some seeds need to be only slightly below ground. They cannot be too deep or they will not get the necessary sunlight to sprout. So I hope I learned my lesson and I will not put them too deep. But at the same time I can't put them right on top of the soil, even though some seeds like that, but spinach needs to be at least a little bit underground.
It looks like little stones or something.
Yeah. It likes cold, so it shouldn't be an issue planting it now in March. I'll just need to make sure to water it enough, because that's the usual problem, that I plant something and then we leave back to the city for a week and it doesn't rain the whole week, of course, and then it doesn't sprout because it's too dry for it.
Yeah.
But now I'm staying here for a little bit longer, so I should have the time to water it regularly. So I hope that will help.
It must help. And there is an old spinach right next to you.
Yeah.
It's still growing.
I was gonna say that maybe we could use it for dinner tonight or sometime, because there are still enough leaves.
Yeah, we use it occasionally into our meals. So that's interesting. This winter didn't destroy the old spinach. In the meantime, I'm going to get water into the house. Because there are still frosty mornings, so we haven't connected our water pump yet. We are a bit worried it could get damaged somehow by the frost, so better be safe than sorry. I wanna make my own rain too. It's exciting.
It's only fair since you are a meteorologist.
Yes,
You rain so well, honey.
I do. It would be so much fun to really have such powers to create rain. I would use it quite often.
I know.
And it's done. At least Tommy is telling me that everything that was supposed to be planted today is planted.
And more, because I didn't expect that I would plant so many different kinds. But at the end I used for garden beds, I think.
Okay, sounds good to
Yeah.
me. So what do we have here on our garden beds?
So other than spinach, I also planted kale, which we love, and that one is also cold likey.
Okay.
They say that you can start planting it as soon as the soil unfreezes, but it never
Okay.
froze over, so I don't know what
Yeah.
that means. Yeah, and I also planted leeks, which were very successful last year.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago we finished them, and now you planted new ones.
Yeah.
So interesting.
But it takes them a very long time to grow up and get ripe, like half a year.
Yeah.
You know, so now we won't have them anytime soon.
I know, that's what I'm talking about, that it takes quite a lot of time, almost the whole year.
Yeah, that's true. And I planted some arugula and radishes.
I love arugula and radishes as well. Oh my god, yeah, I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah. And I tried some lettuce as well. So we'll see if it will be warm enough for them. But next week it should be really warm, so that's why I didn't want to delay it. And I started already now. And if they don't grow up, I will just plant new ones.
Yeah, okay. Finally, spring-like temperatures are on the horizon.
Yay. But no rain, so I will
No
have to
rain,
keep
yeah.
watering the garden beds every day probably.
Yeah. We are really looking forward to warmer days. Even though this winter wasn't very cold, it's time for a change. So until next time, guys, bye!